Okay, number 15. It's not as bad as you think. And keep in mind, by the way, with your homework, this is not something I would necessarily give you on a test, but this is a question that you would see on the AP exam. So I have to make sure you try those too, okay? So I know it was a little bit more confusing, but after I explain it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I could have done that. Okay, here's number 15. Okay, they want to know, when does f of x and g of x have the same average value? What value of b? Well, when they do that, they throw in weird variables on you. Just do your normal thing and treat b like a regular number and just do your thing, okay? So average value from 0 to b of f of x would be the integral from 0 to b of f of x, okay, divided by the number of numbers, which is 1 over b minus 0, which is b. That would be the average value of f of x. The average value for g of x would be similar to that. The integral from 0 to b of e to the x minus 1, divided by the number of numbers, 1 over b. And they just want to know, when are these two things the same? Okay, so hopefully you at least were able to figure that part out. But if not, that's your first issue, okay? Now, what the heck do we do with this? Well, first of all, they both have a 1 over b on both sides. So let's get rid of that by multiplying by b on both sides. Times b, those go away. Okay, now what do we have? So now you're here, and I kind of actually misled you by saying you could use your calculator on everything, because at this point, you want to put that integral in your calculator on the left side, both of those actually, but you can't because you have two variables. So your calculator can't handle that. So what we need to do is integrate by hand. So now that I've told you that, hit pause and try to integrate this by hand. You know how to do an integral of this. You've done it before. Don't forget to divide by the derivative of the inside. Okay, hit pause and try to get that done. Integrate both sides by hand. So the integral of cosine is sine, and divide by the derivative of the inside. We're going to evaluate that from 0 to b. On the right side, the integral of e to the x is e to the x, and an integral of 1 with respect to x is just x. We're going to evaluate that from 0 to b. Now just keep on treating b like a regular number. Okay, plug in b and 0 and subtract. Plug in b and 0 and subtract. Hit pause and do that. Okay, so I plugged in the b and the 0 and subtracted. And over here, since there's more than one term, make sure you use parentheses, okay? All right, now I'm just going to simplify as far as I can. All right, can't do anything with this 1/2 sine to the 2b. I don't know what that's going to be. Sine of 0, though, what is the sine of 0? That is 0, so that goes away. Over here, e to the b, no clue. Minus b, no clue. But e to the 0, anything to the 0 power is a big fat 1, so that's going to be minus 1. And then you get here. I'm still clueless. There's no way I can solve that by hand. It has a sine in it, it has an e in it, and a regular old b in it. It's got too much junk going on. Now, you have to get used to this for the AP exam, okay? If you get to an equation that looks crazy, then just like I said yesterday, set everything equal to 0, graph it, and look for when it has a height of 0, okay? You're just going to, instead of hitting a b, you'll hit x's. As long as there's just one variable left over, you can solve this with your calculator, okay? So set it equal to 0 and plug it in like you're going to graph it. Okay, so I've set it equal to 0. I'm now plugging the entire left side into my calculator like I'm going to graph it, but instead of typing b's, I'm typing x's. So 1/2 sine of 2x minus e to the x plus x and plus 1. Graph it, and I'm looking for when the graph has a height of 0, so I'm looking for the x-intercepts. So I decided to zoom in a little bit, zoom to and enter, and now I'm trying to get my calculator to give me my x-intercepts. I'm going to hit second calc, which is above trace, choose option 2 for 0, get to the left of that positive x-intercept, then get to the right of it, and hit enter, and enter again, and make sure you round to the nearest thousandth, and I get that b has to equal 0.854. Okay, so I want you to look back on that. Again, it's not something I would give you on a test because I try to just keep it straightforward. But these are the types of questions on the AP exam that can make the difference between a 3 and a 5. And it's not that far out of reach as long as we work towards it. Okay? Hope that helped. Bye.